thank you for coming. Thank you for sitting like in the furthest seat away from me. I'm excited to introduce you to 1MC for the new people. I'm excited to repeat the same thing you hear every week for those of you who have come back. It's inspiring to do this week over week, and it's great to see new people come in. We're going to tell you a little bit about what's going on next hour, and then we'll go ahead and bring up our presenters and kick it off. But 1 Million Cups started in Kansas City out of the Kauffman Foundation. It was inspired by the idea that if we got 1 million entrepreneurs together drinking 1 million cups of coffee, great things would happen. We'd build community, we'd teach one another, we'd learn from one another, we'd inspire one another, and we'd go build businesses, products, services, and take over the world. There are about 110 of these chapters that have been doing it. Yeah, it's totally world domination. It's very aggressive, in fact. It's aggressive and militant. There are about 110 chapters. They've been doing this for over a decade. I think they're on their 14th year now, and we're one of those chapters. And every week on Wednesdays, we bring up 2 presenters, and we give them 6 minutes to tell their story. We usually talk about what they're working on, what inspired them to start building it, and specifically where they're stuck. And that's where the real magic in 1MC is, because at the end of every presentation, we ask what we as a community can do for you. And when we ask what we can, as a community, can do for you, it's not only a nice, feel-good moment to really help people solve a problem and move their business forward, but a lot of us in the audience who aren't presenting might be experiencing a similar problem. So some of us have an opportunity to say, hey, I've been through this before and I can help. And some of us have the instance where we say, and I'm going through it now and I'm getting something out of this as well. So you get friendship, you get coffee, you get community, and we get a little learning. And that's what we do every week. Before I kick it off, I'll welcome up the presenters, but I want to thank Team Working. They're hosting us. We have this giant room. We don't pay for it. It's contributed to us by Team Working from TechNexus. At the end of this, they invite us to co-work for the day. And then I think there's a discount on membership. Is Cecilia here? I think there's a discount on membership. Last week I said go to the front desk and ask about the 80% discount. And I was like, there is no 80% discount, but I think the look on their face would be worth the question. But that was last week's joke. Different location though, you could try it. But I do believe that there's sort of like a discount code for 1 Million Cups attendees. But certainly if you want to try it out and co-work for the day, it's just really nice to be welcomed into this space and be able to use it for the afternoon. We also, if you've had a cup of coffee, the cup is probably labeled U3. It's actually U3 coffee inside it. They didn't just give us the cups, they gave us the coffee as well. And it's really nice. Sometimes they come and they attend an event as well, and they talk about what they're building out in the western suburbs. And it's just the values over at U3 are so aligned with what we're doing at 1MC with community and with this sort of entrepreneurial and small business spirit. So it's not only nice to have coffee sponsored, but it is especially nice to have it sponsored by them. So without further ado, I'll welcome up Shay, our first presenter. Can we give a standing ovation for Shay? Come on, let's get on our feet. And I'll pull this up here and full share, no, slideshow. And then you get.
Here you go, Shay.
Yeah, I will. As soon as I turned around, I was like, oh, gotta pull up the QR code. Down, we'll advance.
Sorry?
You can just clip it anywhere.
Down will advance the slides. It's natural to point this way, but that's the goal.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
This is not being helpful. Let's see. Right here. All right.
That'll work.
Awesome.
So down advances, and you're pointing. There you go.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Shay, and I'm excited to present to you Butter. Every day, billions of messages are sent from iPhones. Whether it's through text messages, Slack emails, or DMs, you receive 1,000 notifications on average for Gen Z a day. Despite the updates or the fact that this is 40% of your screen, that the autocorrect still changes what you actually meant to say. I'm sure we've all dealt with a not very nice or embarrassing text message that we've sent to our peers that we actually didn't mean. People in the industry include Google Gboard and Microsoft SwiftKey. However, these keyboards are mostly Android native, meaning that whenever you try to adapt them to the iPhone, it doesn't work. Other keyboards like FaceMoji and Kika, which I like pronouncing a lot, Kika, they only make the keyboard look pretty, right? They don't actually fix the underneath architecture of the autocorrect and what's actually making you slow down. If you think about what the autocorrect was actually made for, it was to help you type faster, right? But now we're spent backspacing. We're rereading our messages like, oh, did I really mean that? Did that come off the right way? And there's no one really building in the iPhone native space, right? Butter is the only company rebuilding the iPhone keyboard from the ground up, making our dedicated software integrate as smoothly with Apple's operating system as buttery smooth as possible. No other tool has this level of frequency. If Butter wins this screen real estate, which is 30 to 40% depending on your iPhone, we're in the flow of thousands, if not millions of iPhone users every single day. And I love this next slide because I get to brag about my team, but this is the team to do it. I personally have been coding since I was 11 years old. I joined Google DeepMind on the Gemini team when I was 18. I'm joined by Zia, who is our PhD in machine learning for autocorrect. Brian Savager, who's in the back. Give your hand. That's our CFO. And other iOS leads are from Apple and Microsoft. And I'm also proud to announce that Butter is actually recently, like this year, backed by GitHub for startups and Microsoft for startups. All right, so how does this actually work? When a user downloads Butter, it's not like you have to download the keyboard extension and the app separately. When you go in the App Store, you download our app and it bundles it all in together. It instantly includes our autocorrect, right? And that autocorrect is 35 millisecond latency, meaning that even before you even think about hitting send, your message is fixed. And one interesting thing we learned about 2 cohorts of beta testers is that once a user actually trusts Butter, they realize how, I guess, cheaped out they were from Apple, right? They realize that what they've been using and typing on, and the 40% of your screen that you use so much every single day is really just a gray square, or gray rectangle with a corner radius. And they realized that they wanted something more. They wanted something new, right? So what we came up with was themed keyboards, right? We came up with monthly themes. So we try to partner with a company every month to kind of theme out the keyboard as much as we can, right? This is just a concept art for Super Mario, but we're looking for other consumer, platforms. Like, I guess you can think of like kind of how Snapchat filters work. We're looking to expand beyond that, right? So in our app, we have a virtual shop, right? In the app, you can change how the keyboard looks. So you can equip this, or you can be gray, I guess, and boring. But you can equip this, change your language and things like that, right? And once you actually go to iMessage or emails, it points to the one that you selected automatically. And you can purchase it through different currency. Our currency and app, and I like bragging about this because I think it's funny, it's called bread. So you can buy for $1 worth, you can get 100 bread. So depending on the monthly drop and who we're collaborating with is how much you can purchase a custom keyboard for.
It's basically butter your bread.
Yes. And so some traction of ours include, well, thankfully now that we're expanding into like this customability market, we realize how much of a hit it is with Gen Z, right? They love customizing their phones. I know that. I'm Gen Z. And I know that anything that's customizable, like your For You pages, your colorful Pinterest boards, right? You love feeling like something is yours and understands you. And that's what we're trying to replicate exactly on Butter. And over time, we've now generated for our final cohort before we launch in March, students from the Cornell University, UIUC, Northwestern, UChicago, DePaul, just to name a few. So this is our 1MC Ask. I would love for a warm introduction to ideally someone Chicago-based who is in this partnership and like a partnerships exec. Reason being is because I've never been in enterprise level deals before, and I would love to make sure that like those Super Mario keyboard I showed you about, Hello Kitty, Fortnite, or some other consumer brand deal I can land, we want to make sure we do it right. So we want help to land our first major branded keyboard drops for March launch. Thank you.
Yeah. I got an email 2 days ago that said, thank you, but it said much ass, grassy ass. And my wife and I were like, you think that's on purpose or autocorrect? We had no idea. So I'm very sensitive to the problem your users have. What have you done so far to grind it out and meet some corporate or licensees or enterprises?
So we're trying to kind of build up locally. Right now, what we've done instead of partnerships is festive.
Yeah.
So like recently that we had like New Year's and Christmas, we had a Christmas themed keyboard. It was like red and green, and it would like light up like Christmas colors. It was pretty cool. But we're trying to look into now partnerships to grow for monthly drops.
All right. Questions, comments?
Yes.
I was trying to download it. Can I do that or no?
It's on test flight. I can't download it just yet because like I said, our last cohort is in February and we're launching in March. So we want to get all that February data back so we can successfully launch on the App Store in March.
So can I be a test it?
Yeah, you can test it. Talk to me after. Love that.
Working in experiential marketing for like 10 plus years, a lot of brands, when they have activations, they do have digital like iPads or some interface where
Yes.
users are typing that in.
Yes.
So that could be like a one-stop shop that gives leverage to the marketing companies to kind of set their experience apart for the launch.
You know, one thing actually that I'm hoping to do with Butter is I know this is right now iPhone, right? Because this is something that hasn't really been honed in on the iPhone yet. But beyond iPhone, we kind of want to go into the whole Apple ecosystem. So iPads and like how you mentioned other software. And then hopefully we'll have a stab at it also on Android as well.
Are you making fundamentally a functionality business value prop or a kind of custom branding case? Or both?
I think it's both because to the consumer, we kind of prioritize this like theme and like, look, it looks so pretty. But as like what makes us fundamentally different and what I think has a future in this, other keyboards have done this, right? Microsoft SwiftKey, the one I showed you earlier, was actually not made by Microsoft. Microsoft actually bought SwiftKey for their model. So we're looking in both avenues, kind of like as a decorating keyboard thing for a consumer to like kind of love that their identity is on that keyboard. But also, if our model does extremely well, we can kind of sell it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I wouldn't expect the Super Mario Brothers keyboard to be my most efficient keyboard.
Yeah.
Maybe my most fun.
Yeah.
But it's like interesting.
Yeah, and something I can go back to this actually is, or maybe I can't. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. So
Kika.
Facemoji and Kika, yeah, Kika keyboard, they decorate the keyboard, right? And they're only focused on that. They have no autocorrect, which is why over time their user retention is so low. I mean, if you see with the ones that actually solve the autocorrect problem, combined, they're over 12 billion downloads because it helps them, right? At one point, you forget how nice it looks. You just focus that, can I type a message quick and can I do it efficiently? That's why I would argue that these kind of have a lower user base.
I guess like with the keyboard, like a way to prove your value is like maybe you could have like a button on the keyboard that opens in a specific app.
Yeah.
And then you can say like, oh, this, because I think like from a marketing perspective, like the Mario Brothers keyboard is cool, but for some companies like the theme won't,
Yeah.
the branding won't really be as apparent. But if you have that button,
Mhm.
it's like reminding me of like a remote control, like a Netflix button.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That's exactly what Gboard does. Reason I have plans for that. We do have plans for that. I just didn't mention it because it's kind of hard with like integration with like a third party on the Apple keyboard. Seems like Android is like free galore and you can do that as much as you want. But Apple does have some restrictions, but we're trying to work around that for sure.
Some.
Yeah, some.
When it
comes to kind of you building partnerships, I know at least now recently, a lot of places aren't really doing like the store-based kind of route of doing this, but they're kind of going, I guess, the drop model where like things are like there's like a massive brand that's doing some like marketing push of some form, especially on like these like massive platforms, like these streaming platforms like YouTube,
Yeah.
Twitch, and Kick, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Right, where it's kind of a part of like a larger event, and
Right,
they're
okay.
like dropping like merchandise and digital products, etc.
Right,
throughout
right.
the course of like a larger thing, and they pay these providers
Right.
directly through that. Have you thought about getting revenue instead of from users directly, from the brands as a part of like a larger marketing push that they're looking for?
That's most of our. That's a good question. I'm thinking about it.
It can be rhetorical. It can be something for you to think about.
Yeah, I'll think about that more.
I think it's great. Thanks.
We've mostly done like, I guess, consumer-based purchases, but now that more we talk to users, they're like, no, I want like a Hello Kitty keyboard like so bad. Like I want this to look like Hello Kitty, or I want this to be pink, or I want this to have XYZ. And it's like, it's so interesting to like collaborate with those companies. I really want to explore that venture more. Yeah.
Suggestion. So in that same vein with consumer focused, T-Mobile has a rewards program. Every cell phone company has a rewards program for their consumers. So
Right.
maybe this could be like a partnership where they can get to download one, or they can get to download like that is T-Mobile themed or something like that. So there's, I think it's worth exploring.
Yeah.
The B2B partnership route, maybe for a couple of pilots.
Yeah. No, I'm for sure interested in going into B2B route as well. I mean, especially with like these themes, I think there's something there, especially like with this integration of like a software or third-party software. I mean, we thought about it too. Like, what if we integrate Grammarly into like something like now you don't even have to type to even send a message anymore. You just think about it. So we're definitely looking into like branching out beside our own.
Awesome. Last one.
In the vein of B2B and enterprise partnerships, so since Apple released their AI model,
Yes.
a lot of large companies are actually making employees use a company's phone again. So like KPMG will make all of their employees globally take
Right.
an iPhone.
Right.
I wonder if those are also opportunities for you to get a brand partnership with large corporations.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, people put their KPMG background on the computer, right?
Right.
You're not allowed to have your own.
Yeah.
Maybe they might want in that level.
A very privacy secure keyboard. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes yes.
Awesome.
I like that idea. Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.
I will take your mic and
Oh, man.
pointer.
Oh,
Well done. And then afterwards, there's somebody that I will find you. He's in licensing specifically. That's like his whole jam is. So like the whole Super Mario. I got you. Awesome. We had a few more people come in, and I, of course, forgot one of the major elements. I'm going to put this back on the screen. And now for the first time in this room, you don't have to worry about the fact that this cuts into the QR code because they're on the perimeter. But for the newcomers, 1MC uses these registration counts for part of their grant funding. Remember, it's a nonprofit. You can't, Karen, you can't do that. You got to go on the side.
Well, you can do it. It's a QR code.
No, the monitor,
It's a QR code.
every week, it doesn't work. If it did work, awesome.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah.
That's great. We get people being like, I can't, it's not working. So if it works, amazing. If not, please use the perimeter. We're not going to sell you anything, but again, let them know, let us know you attended. It's very helpful, and they will let others know, writing big checks. Okay, we're going to switch out the laptops while we do that and call up Everett. Amazing. We're going to keep the laptops. Any events going on this week? Everett.
Web3 Weekends is on Friday. Even if you don't like blockchains, they have great food. I also promised the Chai IRL people I would mention them. So check out chaiirl.com for everything else that's going on. And Web3 Weekends.
Amazing. Crystal, any freezing tech walks?
No freezing tech walks. We are still working through details for non-freezing tech walks.
Yes.
Take place indoors and here. So.
Okay. Tomorrow I'm teaching a financial modeling class. It should be as fun as watching paint dry, but I'll try to bring a little more energy to it. It's for startups, it's for small businesses. It's at M-Hub at 1623 West Fulton. I think it's at noon, but if you want to go to the M-Hub Chicago website and check it out, I'm sure you can get in for free. And if not, you come, I'll let you in. All right, well, let's call up the next presenter. Can we have a standing ovation for Everett?
Web browser.
Zoom. Al Pacino.
What's up, everyone? How do I make this full screen? Let me try this. Nope. Nope.
Control L, maybe?
Control L. Nope.
Nope. F11?
Here, I'm just gonna close. Oh, nope.
Right there again. I gotcha.
Oh, it's a touchscreen.
It is. For me.
Okay.
It just doesn't work with anybody else's fingerprints.
Oh, that's why I
Not
got
true.
locked out earlier.
Like, nah. People are like, really? Is that a thing? No,
How do I
that's not a
shut that?
thing.
It's fine. This is good. You guys can.
They can also see it in the perimeter.
Okay, mic on my person. Hello, everyone. My name's Everett. So first question: who here uses open source software? Everybody raised your hand. Actually, you all use it.
Trick
It's
question.
in all of your programs. It's usually the low-level stuff. Stuart, I got locked out.
All right, I'll stay up here.
It's the fingerprint.
It's okay.
Whoa, cool. So I have an open source project called AnProto. You can't see this as AnProto right here.
It's on the perimeter. Everybody
Yeah.
can see it on the perimeter.
You guys can see the perimeter. Yeah, those are so good. That's a dove on there. Let's go to the. It's not.
It's white.
But we can talk more about that later. There's actually highly controversial. My name's Everett Bogue. I'm a professional kayaking instructor on the Chicago River by summer. And then in the winter, I work on this and other miscellaneous things. All right, so let's start talking about the problem. So social media is largely centralized, unlike the internet. And most of the programs that people run on their computers, corporations own most of the social networks out there. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, can't see it, but X is a big one. That's a big reason why people are into this stuff right now. On social media platforms, you have risks: deplatforming, shadow banning, demonetization, vendor lock, and sunsetting, selling out. So all these social networks are now dead. Your networks are gone. Your posts are gone. TikTok's the big one right now. Just got sold to Larry Ellison. So we'll be pushing his agenda. And we have a graphic here, which is centralized distributed from 1964. So you get an idea of what these network structures look like. And then I have a PFD. Who's gone kayaking? All right. So no one wants to wear one of these until they tip over. And then they really wish they had one on. It's the same thing with social networks. When you actually get banned from one of these platforms. So for example, I met someone at 1MC a couple weeks ago who had been kicked off LinkedIn. She had 6,000 followers. Her business died. And she was like, I'm just going to go to LinkedIn HQ and petition them. And I was like, don't, the security guards probably don't want to see you there. No presentation is complete without some AI slop. So I generated this on ChatGPT. We have some kayakers. These are the tour boats. And then centralized, we have the Titanic to drive home my point on what happens with these centralized social networks. So we have AnProto, the authenticated non-network protocol here. Quick demo of how this works. It's really simple. You generate a at 25519 keyboard, write a message, generate a hash of that message using the SHA-256 algorithm. Really simple stuff. Everyone uses this stuff all the time. They just don't know it. You open the message, and then you get the blob, and it is complete. You guys can see that green check mark. If our message ends up getting modified, right? Boom. that message is no longer secure. We have an indicator. So anyway, so authenticated social network, we sign the messages. Non-network, you can send it over any transport that you want. So we got the URL bar, email, texting, USB stick, Bluetooth, NFC, low rush, blah, 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 blah. It works offline. And then protocol, we're always going to do it this way. We're not going to change it underneath our developers. And then I have an Alan Kay quote, because why would you do a talk without an Alan Kay quote?
There's no reason.
Yeah. All right, how does this compare to the competitors? So Secure Scuttlebutt, about 10 years ago, really cool project. ActivityPub and Proto, Nostr, Farcaster. Now this is too much for 1MC, so let's cut some of these out. SSB scuttled, ActivityPub insecure, and then these other two ones have Bitcoiners on them, and who wants to hang out with them?
Yuck! Yuck!
So we just have two competitors here. We got @Proto and Proto. If you want to read this stuff, it's on your screens over there. I could go over it later. The big differentiator down here is @Proto is distributed. You can have those messages anywhere. @Proto has one source of truth for where your messages are, which means that our competition, which has 40 million users, is actually, according to Are We Decentralized Yet, 99% socialized. Or it's not socialized, sorry, centralized. That's a different thing. All right, so because my demo doesn't work over WebSockets, we're going to have to use the override button, which uses HTTP to load this. So this is a quick demo of our point of proof of concept app. As you see, it works like a social network. You get, you can scroll around, you get posts. 1 minute, yeah. All right.
This is where I start getting closer to the presenter.
I know, you're like, okay.
Like, oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, you guys can see this. We can try it later. So let's go to the next slide. We're at our last slide. Whoa. Okay. What's working? Coding agents. Now, because of AI, I can compete with these big shops with tons of employees. Protocol's done. Bandwidth and compute is out of control in this world because of AI. Everyone wants to send lots of stuff over the internet, and they want really strong computers. So we can index posts on our own computers. We've got implementations in all these languages. What's not working? Social media fatigue. People are so bored of social media. Network effect. When you have your own social network, people join in small quantities and then leave because they go back to the main ones. And then the ecosystem. This is an essay that people can read. Asks. If anyone tries this today, you win a chance for free kayaking in the summer. Terms and conditions apply. This is not an offer with my company. It's an offer with me. Next year, I'm looking for app devs, influencers, event organizers to build relationships with. And then what do you need to know more about? And then this is a link to the app if you want to try it. It does not work on this Wi-Fi.
Okay. Well done. Before we get started, I think it's really important to talk about the old Twitter logo having 2 notches in the side wings and this only having 1. I think that's a major difference.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it's not just white and blue.
Yeah.
2 versus 1, totally different. Questions
Totally
for
different,
Everett.
yeah. No eyeball either.
That's.
Can we expand the questions for people? Is there a way to
Zoomy zoom.
Zoom in. Let me try control.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Careful.
Easy,
Whoa.
easy.
All right. So who has questions?
Well, who's in kind of a, what would you call it, like a distributed, what would you call the space you play in when you're talking about looking for devs,
This
influencers?
space. Yeah.
It's not Web3, it's.
This is technically Web3 because we use cryptography, and
All right.
that's what defines Web3.
Who's into Web3 these days? All right, so you're looking to meet more people. You know pretty much all of these people.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
dorky people, I'm really trying to start with dorks. A lot of people are like, why don't you get a lot of like normal people on here? And I'm like, we need to start with the developer community because they know how to build things.
Okay.
I guess I actually talked this, but I guess it's like a question of like, if someone is a developer or wanting to just try out a new project, contribute to an open source project like yours, how do they get started? What's the first step you should do?
I would say clone down the repo and then AI coding agents. Just say, like, run it over there and be like, tell me how this works. Where do I get the stuff? That's what I would suggest these days.
What do you need from like the developer?
What do I need? Like when building a relationship,
Yeah.
just like email me critical feedback. Like when you run into a hitch, when you're like, oh, this user experience sucks right here, just tell me, because I make assumptions as a person who's been working in the project for a long time, that I overlook things that people are like, this is really annoying. We need to fix it. Kayla.
What would you say is, like, if somebody just like uses kind of regular social media or regular decentralized social media like Blue Sky,
Mhm.
but they're like, why should I come to you?
Why did Blue Sky is a good example. Most of the users that I have on this have come from Blue Sky, because I'm also very active on Blue Sky, and it starts with like the people who are really into decentralization. People are worried that Blue Sky's trust and safety team going into the next election is going to ban all the conservatives, for example, which is fine with me.
Stay on message.
Yeah. But people want, if we could, have a format that people can use outside of corporations, like Blue Sky Corp is gonna decide what their messaging is ultimately. Dan.
Have you tried kind of like, I guess social media, for me, I've tried Threads a lot recently. And like with this kind of like niche, you could be the proprietor and like the voice of like working on this project. And I think you'll gain a lot of momentum nationwide. And
get back on Threads. Yeah, I was on there, but I should.
Where are you meeting dorks?
Where am I meeting dorks?
Yeah, you're looking for
I
more.
go to tons of events.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of people who are dorky who are here, I know from events. Yeah. And Blue Sky. I'm a major Blue Sky troll on Blue Sky, trolling on their protocol.
Yeah.
And that's how I get most of my users.
Okay.
That I don't know here.
Cool.
Robert?
So what's the client space looking like?
The client space.
It seems like, I guess, a part of the question I would have is like, in a lot of the decentralized and distributed social space, all of them just try to be Twitter. And so is there, if you wanted to get more people, and especially with the social media fatigue, are there alternative clients or experiences that you could provide over Proto?
Yeah, I have a lot of prototypes. I wanted to like put them all up here, but I just focused on the best one. The best one is kind of like Facebook, Twitter. It's like a social media platform where you upload photos and type text. But this is where I want to get working with developers. I think it's a great way to like showcase your front end dev skills, because we have the back end figured out. So you just pop that in there and then go crazy with making a great user interface, which is what just ultimately distributed decentralized social networking needs to succeed.
I have another suggestion.
Yes,
Maybe
Mabel.
you can post like a hackathon online.
Oh yeah, I'm working on that with online.
Yeah, just like a
Okay.
hackathon, like regularly, where people can just like do fix or build clients.
Good suggestion.
Let's double click on that third question. For those who don't know much about decentralized media, social media, what do you need to know more to explore?
Yeah. For the people who are not familiar with this space, what comes into your head? What's just popping in there? You're like, yes.
I mean, I have more product-y questions. Like, what does the user experience look like? So I understand what it looks like once I'm in the platform, but like, how do I get in? That isn't a QR code. That isn't a repo. That is like, people who want to participate conceptually understand it, but are more familiar with like a login screen in MFA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right now it's just like a web page. You just drop in, you're in there, and you're identified by a key pair. So you don't need to log in like Web 2.0. When Web 3, you already have an identity. It's all there already. If that answers the question.
Yeah, I understand it, but I'm just saying, like, I think there are going to be people who want to try it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Now, it's totally possible to put a Web 2.0 login system and hold people's key pairs for them, just like Blue Sky does. We don't do that yet, but we could. Dan.
is this a pure passion project for you?
Mm.
Or
Passion project,
passion
yes.
As opposed to, or maybe you could, in addition to that, have.
Like it's
Is this only
totally
Budget
not,
and money
yeah.
for this. Do you have or is it
Definitely
different?
passion project. Yeah, like there's not a lot of money in this kind of stuff. And even the people who do get funded, like their board is like, hey, when are you going to make money? Yeah, I got into this because I was really into Google Plus in 2012, and that was like a product disaster. And I got shadow banned on it. So I was like, okay, like that kind of got me motivated to start. And then now I'm, yeah. Oh, well, let me get some people in
Yeah,
the
that-
back. Crystal.
Last one.
So, decentralized anything is, pretty closely
That's one of
tied
two.
to, cryptocurrency and payments.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you just drop into a web page and then there's people here that, identify public and private key. Is there any, future desired state to pair this with a wallet for authentication? And then perhaps monetizing, some aspects of this, through centralized finance?
Yeah, I think that would be a good partnership. I don't know if I would be the person who would want to be the keeper of that project. But like the competitors on the right side that we blocked out, Bitcoiners, they all have payment integration. So that would be a good thing that we could bring to AnProto if someone wanted to be like a team owner on that. All right. we're
Awesome.
done.
Big round of applause for
Yeah.
Everett and Shay. We're over next week. Okay.
Next week, and then we're back here for it.
All right. That's it. This is this week's 1MC. Oh, hello. Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Breathe. A couple of closing announcements. We are done for the day. You're welcome to stay, hang out. If we have any more coffee, please help us finish it. If you're interested in joining the organization, we're volunteering. We could always use the help. We could always use the support. If you're looking to present, we're always looking for more people to tell their stories. So please talk to somebody, Nashur, talk to me. Let us know you're interested in getting involved. And if I can sweeten the deal, Shay, can you come up for a sec? You get swag. All right, this is worth the price of admission. I'm telling you. We're going to close it out, but please, we need the support. We need the help. You guys, if you're willing to come here every week and hear us out, maybe you come here every week and you help Usher and you help us really on the organizing side. Talk to any one of us. We're friendly. And next week, same time, 2 floors down. This building will be on the 10th floor at Workbox. We'll come right back the week after. We're just going to kind of ping pong between 10 and 12. So each week. See, it's the last one.
No more vacation changes after that.
Tell them, not me.
Just this, next week we'll be downstairs on the 10th floor. It's the last time. Then we'll be back here through the end of the year, likely.
Wow. All right. Did I mention swag? All right. Can we get the organizers to come up and take some pictures? Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.